welcome to another episode of Retro Super Geek, and I'm gonna do something different because of I guess, the whole issue of content ID for gameplays and so forth. I won't be doing any game reviews for the time being. So I want to focus on something else that I really love and that I really enjoy doing. That is reading books. And so I'm gonna start doing book reviews. They're not necessarily in any specific order or categories. Really, I'm just gonna focus on the books that I like. And so, the first book that I'm gonna talk about is this book right here. This book is called The Magic of Thinking Big. This is actually written by a professor uh, in Atlanta. And this book, and you could, this book actually first came out in 1959, if you can see that. So it's a pretty old book, but a lot of the principles in here, they're applicable to actually any age or any time, really. And it's it goes in like 13 chapters, and because of the age of the book, a lot of the examples that they use are outdated. Like, for example, they talk about, you making, big salary of $30,000 a year, which is kind of laughable now, but at that time that was a lot of money. And so there's actually split up into 13 chapters, and they're very, what I like about this actually series of books, I mean this actual book, in the chapters itself, the stuff that Dr. Schwartz talks about, it's really practical. It's not anything that's going to blow your mind or anything, but when you read each of the chapters, it's something that most people can relate to. And he likes to use, where possible, he actually uses examples of people or situations, you know. And some of my favorite chapters, I'm going to go over just a few of them. For example, I like this chapter. Let me see. You are what you think you are. And what I like about this chapter specifically is he talks about how your mind, and that's what the whole premise of this book is about. Your mind actually dictates how successful you are in life, and that's not just a monetary thing. But I like this particular chapter for one specific line, and it kind of like explains, the whole premise of the book's like something that's simple and it makes sense, but you could actually use. So in this book, he says, pay twice as much and buy half as many. And that was something that's really simple, but it really made sense because usually when you buy stuff that costs more, normally it's a higher quality. And you would think that, well, I'm wasting a lot of money, but you're actually going to benefit of it because it's going to last you a lot longer. And it's not going to be something that, quote unquote, goes out of style a lot quicker, because usually things that cost more are usually something that's timeless. In this case, he talks about clothing and garments specifically. And the example he uses is if you went to, at this time, if you went to a merchant selling $200 suits, you get a lot better price than somebody who's selling $100 suits. So today's, that might be $1,000 suit versus something that's $300. So, and another chapter that I enjoy also is this one right here. It's an action habit. Chapter 10, actually. Get into the action habit. What I like about this chapter is he actually talks about a scenario of people who are contemplating and wondering all the time of when they're going to take action to do something, and this kind of goes into something that most of us go through. We actually procrastinate on things that we should do, and put simply, if you don't take action, you're never going to do it. And so that's my quick, I guess, first review of a book that I actually enjoy. I read this almost daily, actually. And I like to thumb through different chapters. It's not a long book. It's about 200 chapters. 200 pages. But like I said, what I like about it, it's practical. It makes sense, and it's a good motivating tool, and that's one thing that people who read this book tout about. It's a great motivation tool. So that's actually my review of The Magic of Thinking Big from Dr. Schwartz, 1959. It's one of my favorite books. It's a great book, and as you can see, it's fairly beat up. So if you had any other comments or any suggestions on books that you might want me to read, feel free to put your comments below, or any of your thoughts. So, what are your favorite books, or especially motivational books? Is there anything that you enjoy that you like to share? So that's it for this episode, and we'll see you next time.